Hey, how's it going? Adrienne Elise here. Just thought I'd pop in and talk to you about what's going on in the planets and stars. Welcome to Gaia Daily for January 12th through 15th. So we are in the absolute culmination of Capricorn season 2019. And this is all in preparation for the intense astrology that's coming in 2020. I mean, we're pretty much already in it, right? Like this is us entering in it. Now, Capricorn has an energy of seriousness. It has an energy of facing the music, of the reality check, of coming home to the truth and, coming down to earth in a very powerful way. And so what's happening right now, a lot of people, I mean, this is just such an intense time because we're also in this eclipse season. So you got this reality check energy going on. This is facing all of the obstacles that are in our life, that are in the world, kind of like, oh, you thought you were getting somewhere, huh? And a lot of feelings coming forward of this obstruction and like back in a lot of feelings that that was coming up last eclipse season in July and August of 2018. And so we are it's this feeling of coming up against the wall. And a lot of people are feeling hopeless, like all this work they've done is not getting them anywhere. But this is all part of the deal right now. We are in a preparation period now for the 2020 time marker. And what's happening right now, as much as it's uncomfortable and it's bringing up a lot of stuff, we're in the karmic purge, and I'm kind of getting this message. It's almost like since just a few days after the solstice that happened in December, we are in a massive karmic purge that will continue throughout this year and probably into through 2020 and into 2021. And so what's happening right now is that we're kind of getting our marching orders. We're getting our homework. There is a massive karmic cosmic battle going on. I don't know if you can sense this right now. Pretty much everybody's feeling it. If you're aware on any level, the duality, consciousness, the energy of the dark and the light on the planet are just in this kind of chokehold. And so it's this interesting juxtaposition because on the one hand, light workers and starseeds, indigo souls are feeling so ineffectual, so like worthless, so there's no point to anything. And yet the work that you're doing right now on the astral plane and in your consciousness is so incredibly important. And so this is the energy around this upcoming eclipse that we're moving into. And so I hope you can join me for this eclipse soul group session. It's just 2 days before this total lunar eclipse, and it's going to happen on the 19th at noon Mountain Standard Time. And so today I'm just going to kind of go over some of the themes we're going to be working with in that group soul session. Of course, we never get to know exactly what comes through, but there are some messages, really strong messages for us right now. And one of this thing is that with this Capricorn energy, so what's going on is that right now we've got the sun in conjunction to Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto is the destroyer. It levels the playing field. It breaks down everything, it's destruction, so we can rebuild it in a new way. In Capricorn, it's the structures of our reality, and we know this has been trying to happen. And so it's incredibly potent and powerful. And the 2020 astrology is when Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto all come together in Capricorn. And that is a changing of the guard. It's a very crucial jump opportunity for humanity to move into this age of Aquarius and let go of these stories of this last age of treachery, of mind control, of trauma-based life, all of these mechanisms that have been used to keep humanity from its spiritual evolution. And that is kind of the most important message right now, is to understand that these mechanisms of mind control, we're all dealing with this. So mind control started in the US in the 1950s, okay? I mean, we're talking 70 years. This is being used on all of us right now, right? I mean, you can see it in the media, the controlled media. You can see it in the vibrational energies of the grid that's being created with technology. But the important thing to understand is that this is part of the plan on some level. And we are here to evolve beyond all control energy. And that's what this Capricorn deal is about. It's also about when we can allow ourselves to evolve, when we claim our own spiritual autonomy, and then we move into a new vibration where we can be rewarded for all of the hard work that we've done. So one of the positive aspects of Capricorn is hard work paying off. And I have to say, like, there is just, it's just such a powerful energy to see on other levels and my individual sessions, what people have, what these souls have gone through, what you have gone through, incarnating into the darkest times, never giving up and coming back again and again to the earth to resolve and to be a part of this transition. And right now we're coming, the karma that's releasing, it's collective and it's individual, but it's like this, all of this energy of these failures and feelings of like just putting their whole life force into being a part of positive change and then being thwarted again and again. But what's happening is actually a purge of this. It's really important to know that these patterns are replaying, or we're reviewing them and we're releasing, but we're not replaying them. Okay, we don't need to replay these traumas. They're coming up for us to release and move into a new vibrational frequency and kind of be like, okay, what are you going to do to me, right? Like, because you cannot break my soul. And I am, here to overcome and evolve beyond karmically all of this control energy, right? And then move into that new vibration and have this hard work over many, many lifetimes and evolutions start to pay off big and move into this new energy. So we're in this process of, pretty much 2019 is preparation for 2020 astrology. And it's all, the message I'm getting is like this karmic purge that started a few days after the solstice. It's just going to continue all year long. It's going to come in, blooms and waves. But we're in a huge one right now because we've got the sun and Pluto together. Then we also have Mercury and Saturn. So the big players in Capricorn right now, Saturn at home in Capricorn, which wants to bring integrity and justice, but there's also this energy of like facing reality and of the obstructions of our life and the karma and the duty, right? And it's like Capricorn energy, you can find yourself getting stuck in all that energy and not the benefit of the hard work, right? But that is a part of the Capricorn energy. That's part of what we're trying to move into. And so with Mercury conjunct Saturn and the sun conjunct Pluto, it's this massive bloom of this Capricorn energy. So just know that this is the deal right now. We are up against a wall of everything that's been working against us, particularly authoritarian structures where we have given our power away in past lives, and where we decided, like, okay, you guys have the guns and tanks, so I guess, you guys get to rule the world, right? And it's like, what, game over, because our consciousness is so much more powerful than anything in the material manifested world. But we are at the height of this cosmic battle. And so there are massive mechanisms, like they're using all they can come up with to mess with us right now, and it's like a lot of people feel like it's hard to just get through daily life, because we're having this bloom, but we can evolve beyond this. We are more powerful, and don't let you think that's not true, okay? Because what seems to be happening is that there's thought forms being projected into our reality, particularly for these light worker souls, right? The souls that are here to lead humanity and hold space for humanity, because you've done this a bunch of times before through this transition, through this spiritual evolution. And the message coming through is that you can't do anything to help, and that everything that you do is just worthless. It's not going to actually, you can't affect change. There's nothing you can do to help yourself or the world. So when you know that that's the message coming in, and sometimes it's very individual for your own psyche, the way the messages that we're being fed through our consciousness right now. You know, the messages might be that you don't deserve, or, you know, and that's kind of why we had to go through that whole Venus retrograde thing, because we had to release all of that and come into who we really are and know that there's not about deserving or not deserving. So this is a big thing that's happening for people right now, is that so many of these souls feel like they have a destiny, you know, here, something they need to do. And yet we're so blocked from that, those messages and that connection of feeling like we're on our path, and, you know, the timelines are all messed up, and it's like a feeling of like, what is the point anyway, you know? But the message that I'm getting is that the thing that you are here to do is to be here completely, right? And so with these Neptune transits, with Jupiter square Neptune, whenever Neptune's involved, there's a tendency to want to escape, right? And we do have lots of options to escape, right? With technology, with drugs, with alcohol, with whatever, you know, you can come up with. And, but we, you know, that's not helping us move forward. So we've got to kind of, it's like, we have to take this opportunity of facing reality. You know, it's not fun, but we're getting our homework right now. This whole year, we're getting our homework of like what we need to do. What is in the way of you fully incarnating your light and your presence here on this planet? Because that's what you're here to do. And it's as simple as that. Not that it's easy, right? But it's not about right now, we got to watch out being like, you know, when this energy comes in, it can feel like, oh, I'm not doing it right. And I've screwed up. I've wasted my whole life. I've been on this totally wrong path. And it's just like, you know, you have to throw all that crap out the window. And as much as you can, grab onto the present moment and be with yourself and make space, not to escape and leave this life, but to be present. Now, part of the energy of Uranus moving into Taurus, this is a big generational change going on, and that's about the light coming to the planet. You know, so much of our spirituality has been about meditating ourselves away to a place where we can, you know, work, you know, on these other levels. But now the work is right here on the planet, and of course that's what's happening. We're landing home, and it kind of sucks because we've been avoiding it for a long time. So light workers and indigo souls are most of them are partially incarnated. This is for many reasons, because of trauma-based things that have happened in past lives or this life, and also because the energies on the planet couldn't quite host you in your entirety. You know, but this is part of the energy of the type of soul that you are. You're a big soul. You can separate into pieces, but that's not the best use of your skills and what you're here to do. And so the biggest threat you are to the control energies in this cosmic battle is to be completely present. You know, and it's not fun and it's not easy right now, but it's going to pay off, right? So we're getting our marching orders. We're getting the information coming through of what this next year, how do we personally prepare for 2020? And so as much as it's just like this kind of a heavy time, there's lots of trauma stuff being released from past lives right now. And it feels like, oh my gosh, I'm going back into trauma. I'm never going to be able to get out of trauma. And it's a lot of times these deep subconscious things that are like, you don't know what the trauma comes from, you know, it's just like unknown PTSD. And maybe a lot of people, that's part of the escapism, right? Because if it's like, it's almost like it's not really reality because you can't validate it and talk to other people about it. They think you're crazy. So there's no basis in reality for the way you feel. So you just need to escape from how you feel. But actually we need to go into that and release it. And you know, the trauma keeps us from being present, keeps us in pieces, it keeps us in different personalities. And what we need to do now in this, use this Capricorn energy to our advantage and to grab a hold of our consciousness and hold tight and know that the work that you're doing by just being here and being a light, even when you're not feeling great, you're still doing the work. You're still here. You're still incarnate, and you are a warrior right now, you know, and the world needs you. And you got to just wake up and be present to what's really happening, even if this world can't validate it, because nobody around you is going to validate that we're in a cosmic battle, right? And when you're in a cosmic battle, it's hard to deal with your daily life and just take care of your basic needs. But that's just where we're at right now, you know? So pay attention to what's happening, because there is a lot of messages coming through right now. It doesn't necessarily make sense, right? Because we're in this confusion time of in between timelines, in between worlds with this eclipses. And but we're also getting messages about what's in the way and what our work is for this year, you know, our personal homework. And so it won't really make sense, but it is trying to download. It won't really make sense until we move out of eclipse season. That's going to be on Chinese New Year, about on the February 5th, the day after the new moon in February. And so I'll be talking more about that. But I hope you'll consider joining me to work more deeply with these themes and to amplify our healing by coming together in our soul groups at this eclipse soul group session. It's 2 days before this, incredibly powerful. Now, when we have these events in the cosmos, in our planetary sphere, like an eclipse, you know, this is a lining up of energies. And this is a time when those dark energies of the cosmic battle, the impeding energies, the negative timelines bloom and try to take advantage. So it's a really important time for us to claim a hold of our consciousness and be completely present and in our intention, our energy resonance with our optimal timeline. And that affects the optimal timeline of that actually amplifies and supports the optimal timeline for the collective. So the work you're doing that you have no idea what you're doing on the astral plane and just by existing right now is incredibly important. And there is so much gratitude for you being here and putting up with what you're putting up with now. And just know that we can evolve beyond this. We're not actually, they want us to think we're small and ineffectual in order to keep feeding on our power, but that's not the truth. And so this is actually giving us an opportunity to claim our power back. That's what this Pluto and Capricorn and this culmination of 2020 astrology is really about. So hang in there. We're in this massive bloom, but it's an incredibly potent and important time to prepare for the year ahead. So I hope to see you on the eclipse session. And the information to sign up for that is in the information box below. So thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to connecting with you more in the future. So until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.